Hello everybody, this is Tim here again, here another movie review, this time for A Quiet Place, Day 1. Or in other words, Quiet Place 3. Now, in terms of the Quiet Place franchise, I wasn't head over heels with the first one like a lot of people were. Like, a lot of people really loved that first one, including critics. I liked it, it didn't blow me away. Maybe if I rewatched it, it would be better for me. The second one I actually prefer to the first one. Like, the first one I thought was good, the second one I thought was pretty good. This one, it was good. I will say this is the weakest of the three movies. It is a prequel, hence the title Day One. Lupita Nyong'o plays in it as the star. It's pretty much this chick dying of cancer, just wants to get some pizza, and you find out later on in the movie that's because her father used to take her out to eat pizza or whatever every time after a game or after they played or whatever. And she's dying in the movie, and she does a good job here. The acting is good from everybody, but this suffers from standard prequel-itis, given the fact it is a prequel. We know where this is going to go. We don't really learn anything new about the creatures. We just start the movie off. I like how it starts off with just kind of like casual life or whatever with the cancer patients, like getting took out to see like a marionette show, and then they're all just kind of like walking around or whatever, and Lupita Nyong'o's walking around with her like nurse dude or whatever, and then the creatures just attack, and it's a pretty cool action scene with like Turnip New York and stuff. You can tell this movie had maybe a little bit higher a budget than the other two, from what I remember. But it's good action. The creatures look good. Special effects look good. At the same time, I don't totally feel the intensity at certain points, like when the creatures attack somebody and just like drag them off or whatever. It is a little weak at some points because you see it over and over a few times, and most of the time the suspense is good for when it happens. So you're like, oh, that was cool. But at the same time, once you've seen it a few times, you're like, well, I can feel the PG-13 here. Like, it would be cooler if we actually got to see the creatures after a certain point anyway, like actually rip somebody apart or something. Because the way this movie also goes is that we don't really learn anything new about the creatures with this being the third film here. And I know why. Like, a lot of people don't know that when most movies are created, they're not really created with the intention of starting franchises. Like, they just put them out there, and if they do well, they continue, and if they don't, then they don't do anything. The first one did well, so they kept the series going, and so they don't want to add anything too much to the creatures yet because they don't even know what they're going to do with these creatures or what they're going to come up with as an explanation for them. They don't even know. We got, I believe, hints in the first movie in a flashback that they came from like a meteor shower that crashed on Earth, and so pretty much they're like it never really specifies in the movies if these are like intelligent extraterrestrials that came to Earth to try to take it over, or if they're just like some type of parasitic animal or something that was like on a meteorite shower that hit Earth from space, and they just grew on the Earth, and they just react to sound just from animal instinct. Like in this movie, it never shows them like eat the humans when they take them out. Later on in the movie, I believe it shows them like eating some like rock ash type stuff or something. I'm not for sure what it is, but they don't seem to eat the humans, I don't think. So it's like, well, they're not killing them for food, so therefore they must just be so sensitive to sound. They just attack anything that makes too much noise at a certain frequency just because they're sensitive to sound. So it's just like pure animal instinct. So these are not like smart extraterrestrials. They're just like an extraterrestrial animals, basically. It's what I'm getting here from these movies thus far. And Lupita Nyong'o has this cat that's supposed to, make cancer patients feel better, whatever, named Frodo, and she has the cat through the whole movie, and the cat is cute, and you do get some cute scenes with the cat, like when it walks over to this, like, water or whatever, and it's, like, looking down, and the dude, like, pops his head up out of it. They surprise kill the guy who was, like, her nurse or whatever, because you think that he may be through most of the movie, but he gets killed after the creatures start attacking, like, a little bit later, and then, like, partway through the movie after that, then this English dude shows up or whatever, and he just kind of like throws himself into like wanting to be with the Lupita Nyong'o and like take her out to get her pizza and everything. Like he just goes off with her because he saw her cat or whatever. So you're supposed to get the idea that they're like kindred spirits in a way that they connect. Pretty much is what the movie's going for. I don't totally buy it, mostly because his character shows up like after the first entire act of the movie, so we haven't had as much time to spend with him. And this is kind of maybe a little bit too long of a movie. What they should have done, I know they wanted the surprise kill of the dude or whatever who was her nurse, but really what they should have done was just had the nurse be this guy's character and just kept him through the movie. That would have made this movie flow better. They should have just made the nurse character the English dude, and then just had them bond throughout the movie and become closer, as friends and stuff, and learn more about each other's lives. That'd be more cliche, but at the same time, this movie would flow better if you did that, in my opinion. Because by the time his character shows up, he just kind of like attaches himself to Lupita Nyong'o's character, and he's basically gonna leave her alone. And every now and then he's the guy does good. He's likable through the movie. Like he becomes likable throughout like the second half of the movie. And the cat is good, the good actor. But there are sequences like when they're in the water or whatever, and they got like she has to like seal the cat up and like jump down in the water because they're trying to get away from one of these creatures. And there's no way that cat would be that calm. Like the cat would have been going like trying to scratch the shit out of people or whatever out of Lupita Nyong'o's face. Same thing at the end when the English dude's like running and jumping off the dock into the water because the creatures can't swim. They jump in the water, they basically die. So you get out in the water on a boat or something, you are safe. Same thing if you go out in the ocean and get on an island or something, you would also be safe. So the dude like at the end jumps off the dock or whatever when the Lupita Nyong'o's character sacrifices herself so he can get away with the cat, and he like jumps off the dock into the water. There's no way that cat would be that calm. I'm sorry, but still though, you like the cat, and it's the animal companion, and the cat's acting is good and it's cute. Performance, I guess, from the animal trainer who trained it. And I'm sorry if you hear like frogs in the background. Once again, I'm outside. There's always noise out here. But yeah. So the English dude gets away at the end because the Lupita Nyong'o like sacrificed herself, and you do get like this sweet moment earlier in the film where he takes her to like this place and he brings her some pizza in there. The English dude does, and then he's like does this little magic trick with cards with her and everything, and you feel the like sentimentalness of it. Sorry about the darkness right there. I turned too far over, but you feel the sentimentalness of it, and the emotion of it with the human drama with the Lupita Nyong'o's character and everything bonding with this English dude. But it still, I think it would have flowed better if he was just her nurse. Overall, it's a 3 out of 4. This is a good movie. It is not a great movie. It doesn't really add anything to the franchise, but it would be a thumbs up. The directing is solid. It would be a thumbs up, like I said, but at the same time, it doesn't. There's this movie didn't need to be made, is what I'm saying. You could easily have just done a Quiet Place 3 that was just a sequel and like ended this story in a trilogy and then just went back and did a prequel. You didn't really need to do this movie. At the same time, for what it is, it's a 3 out of 4. This is a good movie. It's just not a great movie or a pretty good movie. It is the weakest of the three, but it is good. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again.